Lin Ye, who failed to cross the tribulation and ascend, possessed a wisp of residual soul onto the unlucky original owner. In this world with scarce spiritual energy, in order to gather merits and cultivate spiritual bodies, I have embarked on the path of live streaming fortune-telling for people dealing with living people is tiring, and occasionally catching ghosts and monsters for fun is also good. Chapter 1. Escape from the brink of death at the beginning of the game. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. De co lois ara trong quatrin lay text. Chapter 2. Difficulties in life, live streaming and performing arts. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. Xuanxue politely escorted Lin Ye back to the carriage. In addition, some food and drinks were sent to the people inside the carriage. Companion Xuanxue saw Xuanxue's sudden and significant change towards this group of pigs, and with a malicious smile, he said, "Brother Zhang, things have been done quite quickly." Xuanxue chuckled twice and said, "Leave some energy for people. When we enter the mountains and forests, we need to climb the slope." They were partners in the sports car deal this year. They were all scammed by friends in partnership, and both of them were from the ends of the earth. Xuanxue took him seriously as his brother, and he didn't shy away from drinking and chatting in his daily life. Unexpectedly, at a critical moment, the person who betrayed him and took his life was still the one who trusted him. "Ollie, you know I will go back to my hometown to see my mother after I finish this order." "I know, you've been talking to me for half a year now," Xuanxue answered decisively. "It's good if you know." Xuanxue felt that Xuanxue's current state of being hesitant to speak was a bit strange. Did he notice something? "Grasp the pistol in your pocket, the plan may have to be advanced." Xuanxue walks in front of Xuanxue. As he prepares to get on the bus, his heart turns. The hand holding the pistol is about to turn and lift up. Xuanxue takes a quick step and knocks people unconscious with the iron bar in his hand. Xuanxue rummaged through Xuanxue's pockets and found that besides a pistol, there were also 7 bullets, which were his rifled bullets. Lin Ye and his car were safely transported back to the city by Xuanxue, leaving Xuanxue at the entrance of the Public Security Bureau. Under the guidance of Lin Ye, Xuanxue returned to his hometown and beat his third uncle who was eager for money to half-death. He cried bitterly with his old mother. The old mother insisted that Xuanxue immediately surrender to the Municipal Public Security Bureau and explain the criminal gangs involved in trafficking people in Myanmar. However, Lin Ye's snake-head company was unable to escape legal sanctions. Xuanxue performed meritorious deeds despite his crimes and did not commit any intentional homicide. He handed over all the illegally obtained property to the state, and was granted leniency outside of law. Before being imprisoned, he was allowed to personally take care of his seriously ill mother. Lin Ye saw that during this period, Xuanxue would encounter a good fate in his life. Even if his mother passed away soon and he was imprisoned, he still had the will to survive. A few years later, he got married and had children, became a good person who knew and obeyed the law, and lived his life calmly. The process of Lin Ye's escape from death saved the traffickers, punished those who had their hands stained with blood, accumulated a small merit, and opened up his spiritual heart. The luggage and backpack confiscated by General Xuanxue before were returned to them. There were nothing in the backpack except 2 or 3 T-shirts, summer clothes, a bottle of sunscreen, a lipstick and 1,000 yuan in cash. The main road leads to simplicity. Lin Ye admired the original owner a bit. Apart from studying hard during his lifetime, he worked diligently and never enjoyed any of the pleasures in life. It's embarrassing to see her as a cultivator. After all, Lin Ye relied on her high talent and strong understanding in cultivation, stealing a lot of laziness. Her master explicitly wrote in the sect rules. A person who cultivates, a person who studies Lin Ye, should hold the ring in whip 50. Despite this, Lin Ye, who is naturally full of spiritual power, is destined to be different from others. He is the designated leader of the Floating Life sect and does not care about some of his master's advice. Unfortunately, I didn't listen to the old man and suffered losses right in front of me. Lin Ye is dragging this fragile mortal body, and in this chaotic world, he needs to do things in a low-key manner. He needs to find a way to obtain a large number of followers to gather merit energy. Otherwise, the energy will be low, and even the innate yin and yang eyes cannot be opened. How can he practice crossing tribulations and soaring? There is too little spiritual energy in this world, and people do not practice and practice. Instead, they advocate believing in science. If one forces others to gain the merits of believers, they may be easily punished by heaven, which is not worth the loss. Lin Ye has been living in a roadside hotel for the past 2 days. The barbecue stall in the middle of the night and the steamed bun soybean milk shop downstairs in the early morning are really noisy, which affects his rest. Lin Ye is now an unemployed wanderer, feeling his thin wallet. It is important to make money in order to have a good living environment. Excuse me, handsome guys and beautiful women, please make way. Thank you, sorry to bother you. 2 little girls carrying brackets and cameras found an empty space with fewer crowds and started live streaming in real time. The tall girl started a hot dance, attracting people around her to watch and take photos frequently. Lin Ye searched up close and entered the girl's live broadcast room. She is a dance anchor with millions of fans, and has already had thousands of online fans since she started broadcasting. Thank you for Brother Ning's rocket, I love you dearly. Thank you for being domineering, Sister Cat. As a reward, I will dance, little cat meow meow, for the next dance. Thank you, Sister Cat. In today's society, monetizing short video traffic is indeed the fastest channel. If you start your own live stream and spread your reputation far and wide, wouldn't there be a steady stream of believers? Lin Ye became excited and excitedly posted a live stream of mysticism in the video search bar. Recommendation related, Shentong Zaya Fugui is currently broadcasting with 3,600 online viewers. The public screen keeps scrolling, seeking wealth and weight loss, pursuing dreams to come true, seeking smooth order opening, and seeking to get rid of orders. Lin Ye was interested in watching the anchor Xiao Fugui dressed up as the god of wealth. He had just finished the PK and it was time to pray and make wishes. Lemon Love rewards the host with a sports car. Showa rewards the anchor for a fireworks season. A sheep, Tomato Thief Delicious, Big White and others rewarded some canned peaches with prayers. I wish Lemon Love not to worry about food, clothing, living in a bungalow or a high-rise building, eating crayfish and drinking that wah-ha every day, and the handsome guys around me are all 17 or 18. Wishing Showa smooth sailing and prosperity, wealth and power with a bright future, earning more money and being less angry, and not lacking RMB every year. Wishing a sheep all the best, wishing Tomato Thief Delicious all the best, wishing Big White all the best. Lin Ye was enjoying it, and this anchor is also a bit interesting. His eloquence is good. His face is also very festive, even though he suffered some hardships before becoming a live streamer, now he has a place to play in the live streaming industry. Slide your finger and move on to the next live broadcast room. Star chart, Carlo card. Lin Ye watched for 2 minutes without comment. The number of people in the live broadcast room is very few. After watching more videos about cultivation, fortune telling, and even ghost catching, and watching them for half an hour, Lin Ye could only sigh. It's difficult to revive the Taoist school in this world. However, with this idea in mind, in order to earn money and have a satisfactory place to live, Lin Ye bought some hunger cookies and a bottle of mineral water, and walked back to the small hotel with her phone in hand. Open the Duel app, the account name is a leaf, click on the live broadcast, there is no beauty or slimming face, the original owner's facial features are quite delicate, with a medium to high nose bridge and large eyes, but the highly myopic black-framed glasses make the eyes colorless, and the eyes look much smaller. The lights in the hotel have turned yellow, making the live broadcast room look dull. Lin Ye saw herself in the front camera, and indeed the visual effect was not as good as other live broadcast rooms. But she mainly broadcasts content, so let's make do with these external environments for now. After 5 minutes of broadcasting, the system pushed 2 or 3 tourists into the live broadcast room, but they withdrew before staying for 3 seconds. 10 minutes into the broadcast, no one entered the live room. Lin Ye printed on A4 paper and stood in front of the camera with the 4 words of fortune-telling and divination, bored while eating cookies. A bit regretful. In the past, when she was preaching and dispelling doubts in the floating life sect, many students squeezed their heads to listen to her words. Xuanxue took turns, but now she eagerly awaits others to ask for divination. 20 minutes will pass. There was another wave of tourists being pushed by the system, among which Lin Ye thought they had come back to live after retreating and stepping in again. Hello, are you going to tell your fortune? The first day of the live broadcast, the first hexagram will be considered a free date. Lin Ye said tourist A is the threshold for live streaming so low now. Anyone can live stream. Fortunately, the first hexagram is free, otherwise I would report you for feudal superstition fraud. Angry expression, I don't even look at what I look like, but I still come to live stream and blindly believe that women are so scary. After speaking, I left the live broadcast room. Tourist B stayed in the Lin Ye live broadcast room for 2 minutes without saying a word, and then he started to bubble. Anchor, seeing that you are a newcomer, I kindly remind you that you can write another for entertainment only, next to fortune telling, so that you are not afraid of others reporting you casually. Lin Ye helplessly said, thank you for reminding me. Kind-hearted person, do you want to do some divination? Since it started broadcasting today, she won't broadcast it unless she gathers a meritorious believer. No, I just saw that you enjoyed eating cookies and wanted to ask you what flavor cookies are. Alas, life is not easy, live streaming shows. The biscuit in Lin Ye's mouth instantly lost its fragrance. Mango flavor, even in chain convenience stores, he said, okay, thank you, the anchor. I'm going downstairs to buy cookies, come on. Tourist B has exited the live broadcast room. Chapter 3. First hexagram, perverted boyfriend. You are listening at novel full.audio. De co lois ara trong quatrin lay text. Chapter 4. Abnormal boyfriend 2. You are listening at novel full.audio. De co lois ara trong quatrin lay text. Chapter 5. Our fate, 5,000 yuan for 1 trigram. You are listening at novel full.audio. The divination of Lin Ye consumed a lot of mental energy. Li Yi's unstable reaction after asking the divination almost caused Lin Ye to suffer from the energy backlash of the believers. However, after resolving this matter, he unexpectedly gained a merit and helped the foreign girl with a severed arm punish the murderer, dying in peace. Okay, I will prepare the money and won't report it to the police. Please spare my son, he's still young, don't hurt him again. Please. In the dark and damp hallway of the Hongtang Hotel, the hotel owner Chen Kai sat weakly on the stairs. My son Chen Lu has been kidnapped. After receiving a call from the robber, I stayed up all night. Boss Chen, what's wrong? Business is too good and you're tired, Regular customers often joke as usual. It's okay, Lao Chang. Do you want to check out now? Chen Kai sat on the stairs for an unknown amount of time when he suddenly stood up, feeling dizzy in both eyes. Returned. Hurry up and stock up before dawn. Come back next time, scan WeChat. Didi, WeChat received 60 yuan. Chen Kai stared at the hotel door in a daze, her mind constantly ringing with the words of the kidnappers. Within 3 days, she raised 500,000 yuan in cash and cleared both the person and the money. Chen Kai has just turned 35 years old this year. She has been divorced from her husband Chen Zhong for 3 years and is taking her children to school alone in a city. She has opened a small hotel to make a living. Looking at the photo sent by the kidnappers, my son Chenlu was tied to the ground with swollen eyes. When I first answered the phone, I heard him crying all the time and his throat was hoarse. Lei is only 9 years old. When Chen Kai thought of her son, who was constantly worried about his life at the hands of the kidnappers, her heart was in a tangle, and she couldn't help but feel pain. She dared not let her ex-husband know about this matter. If she did, her ex-husband's family would definitely take Lei back and not let her meet Lei. 500,000, it's enough to withdraw all the savings from my card by myself. Boss, check out. Lin Ye stayed in the hotel for 2 nights. The air was too turbid and it was really noisy. She decided to find a cleaner hotel to stay in first, and make money slowly. Oh, okay, WeChat Alipay can be used, Chen Kaimyun replied. In the early morning, the lights in the front hall were not very bright. Lin Ye glanced at the boss a few times, his eyes were cloudy, and his eyebrows were heavy. The marital palace was at odds with him, and he has been easily offended by petty people recently, suffering from financial fraud. Boss, don't trust the unfamiliar phone calls you've received recently, especially those related to your family. Chen Caixin tightened her heart and looked up to see only a young girl. She looked at the check-out number and smiled helplessly. You heard me answering the phone. The sound insulation of the hotel door is not very good, I'm disturbing your rest. Thinking that the hotel owner had cooked a bowl of egg noodles for her for free yesterday, he kindly reminded her, although your son Chen Li's life is safe, I suggest you report this matter to the police as soon as possible. Upon hearing Chen Li's name, Chen Kai immediately stood up and reached out to cover Lin Ye's mouth. He looked anxious and said, "Little sister, don't talk nonsense. I never thought of calling the police." After taking a glance outside the door and confirming that there was no one around, he lowered his voice and said, "If we call the police, my son will be gone. Lei is the most important. Don't worry, I said your son's life is safe. It was an acquaintance who committed the crime. Even if you give him 500,000 yuan, your son won't be able to come back to you." "What are you saying? What does it mean that my son can't come back to me, and how do you know it was an acquaintance who committed the crime?" "Little sister, my heart is in turmoil now, so please don't add any more trouble to me." Chen Kai looked at Lin Ye, who was thin and weak. The girl stayed in a hotel for 2 days and never talked to anyone else. She thought she was a shy person, but her words were annoying. "Mr. Chen, you and your ex-husband grew up in Xuanxue town from a young age, attending the same primary school, junior high school, and high school. They are also childhood sweethearts. However, you were tired of studying in high school and your grades plummeted. After finishing high school, you started working in society. And Chen went to college. Later, at high school classmates' gatherings, you and your ex-husband liked each other and knew each other's roots. They got married and had children shortly after falling in love. There are 3 people in a family, and they are happy. Until 3 years ago, you found that Chen Zhong was having an affair with someone. You are a strong character, so you chose to divorce and take the baby alone in City A. Chen Lu, your son, is lively and smart. Every summer vacation, your ex-husband's family asked you to take Chen Lu back to his hometown to play, but you didn't agree." At this time, Chen Kai's mouth opened wide. How do you know that?" Lin Ye said the same thing as her previous experience. Even she and Chen Zhong fell in love at a high school reunion, and everyone else thought they were dating at home. "Boss Chen, judging from your appearance, there is a way to crack this ion blockade. Chen Kai has been struggling in society for over a decade and knows that there are some talented and extraordinary people in the world, but they are all masters that only big bosses can afford." "You. Master, I believe you. What should I do? Pour my joy." Chen Kai held back for a whole night and finally couldn't help but cry. Lin Ye saw the light of believers gradually rising on Chen Kai's body and comforted him, saying, "Don't worry, with me around, it can be resolved. We have fate, and a hexagram costs 5,000 yuan. Lin Ye roughly estimated that this accidental doping and rewriting of her destiny would consume a lot of mental energy, and the energy of business people and believers would not be pure, so the price would have to double. Okay, as long as the master can help me resolve this calamity, save my family Lele, and reunite our mother and son, I am willing to give the master 10,000 hexagrams of money. To show his sincerity, Chen Kai immediately took out his phone and WeChat to transfer 10,000 yuan. The hexagram money was received, and Lin Ye sat down with peace of mind to resolve the disaster for Chen Kai. This was done by someone hired by your ex-husband, in order to have a reason to bring Chen Lu back to his side for upbringing. Chen Zhong's current wife is infertile, and Chen Lu is his only bloodline, so he collaborated with his friends to play such a play for you. In a while, he should call you and ask about your son's situation. You dare not tell him the truth. If you lie, he will bring 2 elderly people to your hotel 3 days later to cause trouble and compete for the custody of your son again. Upon hearing this reason, Chen Kai's face changed extremely beautifully. Chen Zhong, the god-damned man, doesn't care about the old feelings at all. Every year when I celebrate the new year, I also take Lele back to his hometown to pay New Year's greetings to the old man. He dared to cheat me and hurt me like this. I never taught the child not to recognize his father, but his father now has a new family. I'm afraid Lele will not be comfortable in his hometown and will be treated coldly by his stepmother. Master, I will sue him, and now I will take him to jail. Since he is unkind to me, don't blame me for my injustice. Lin Ye shook his head and said, it's not the time yet. Although the person who falsely kidnapped Chen Lu is a friend of Chen Zhong, if the situation suddenly becomes exposed, there is a risk of being wanted and arrested by the police. That person may also act recklessly and do some harm to the child. What should we do, master? Chen Kai became anxious again, and now Lin Ye was her life-saving straw, believing her words with unwavering conviction. You need to call the police first. Several plainclothes police officers are ambushed at number 68 Tongxiang Street, and the child is in the attic of the house. After the owner comes out, they can go in to save the person. Okay, I'll make a phone call now. Chen Kai reported the kidnapping incident to the local public security bureau in every detail, verified his identity information and address, and the police quickly dispatched temporary police officers. Just as she finished calling the police, Chen Kai received a call from Wolf's ex-husband Chen Zhong. Asai, last night I messaged Lele but didn't reply to me. What's going on? Are you sick? Chen Kai felt nauseous as he listened to Chen Zhong's hypocritical voice. He restrained his retching and sneered, oh, you're afraid that something might happen to Lele with me. Let me tell you, Chen Zhong, I can take Lele well alone. Whoever wants to take him away from me is my enemy, and I won't let him go. Chen Kai gritted her teeth and gritted her teeth. After learning the truth, she managed to hold back her temper. Chen Zhongxin felt empty and didn't want to talk to Chen Kai too much. I ate explosives and wrapped you up, but your temper is still the same. It explodes at a little bit, and no woman is like you. Hurry up and ask Lele to reply to me. My parents really want Lele. Lele's birthday is coming soon, and in a few days, we will go to a city to celebrate Lele's birthday. Before Chen Kai could reply, Chen Zhong hung up the phone directly. This bastard. Master, is Lele really okay? You said it was Chen Zhong's friend who took Lele away. Who is it? When can the police rescue Lele? Even though the master said Lele was fine, Chen Kai couldn't help but worry and pitted his parents all over the world. If you're in a hurry, you can think of a way to schedule that person in advance. You're not familiar with that person, but you know them too. Do I know you too? In yesterday's housing records, was there a man around 170 in height, with a Chinese character face and triangular eyes, and an age of around 40? Chen Kai checked yesterday's housing personnel information and found it. Gao Haodong, 41 years old, from Xuanxue town. Chen Kai doesn't have a deep impression of this person, he only remembers that he loves to drink and has a tendency towards violence, and he hasn't gotten married yet. Yesterday, I saw this person's ID card and they were both fellow villagers. I even had a few conversations, but I didn't expect Chen Zhong to let this person kidnap her precious son. I'll call and arrange for someone to come out. Chen Kai was a bit nervous, and the reason for the appointment went through his mind several times before he finally dialed the button. I called twice in a row before the phone was connected. A deep and hoarse voice rang out, "Hey, who is that?" Chen Kai swallowed his saliva and smiled, "Is it Gao Haodong from Xuanxue town?" "I am Chen Kai, also from Xuanxue town. Yesterday when you were staying at my hotel, you left something behind. Do you think you have time to come and pick it up?" "What is it?" "Your room has a gray hat that looks pretty, it's yours, isn't it?" "Lost it, no more, that's it." "Wait, Brother Gao, I saw you yesterday and was curious to inquire about your news. I heard that you have never been married and are still working in a city. I have been single for many years, and it is very difficult to take care of children alone. I have always wanted to find someone to accompany me. If you don't mind, I would like to treat you to lunch and have a good chat." Beauty trap. Chen Kai, a middle-aged woman with a lingering charm, is a beautiful woman in the eyes of a rough man. The beautiful woman actively expresses her thoughts, but who can bear it? Sure enough, the phone hesitated and eventually agreed to have lunch together. Gao Haodong walked out of the room not far away, and the undercover police officers ambushed beside him took action. Within half an hour, the siren sounded. The police brought back Chen Lu, reunited mother and son, and took away the kidnapper Gao Haodong. Although Chen Zhong is in vain as a father, his parents sincerely love their child Chen Lu. This time, you personally sent your child's father to prison, and his parents have no objections to you. They only feel sorry for you. If you want your child to truly feel the love of the family, take them back to visit the elderly more often in the future. Chen Saicheng's ion calamity has dissipated, but in order for her child to grow up healthy both physically and mentally, whether she can end well in old age depends on her own attitude towards the two elderly people. "Master, I remember, thank you very much." Chen Kai touched his son's head and thanked him with tears in his eyes. Chapter 6. The Simple and Ignorant Chestnuts. You are listening at novelfull.audio. De Co Lois Ara Trong Quatrin Lay Text. Chapter 7. Sunny and Cheerful Big Boy, 1. You are listening at novelfull.audio. De Co Lois Ara Trong Quatrin Lay Text. Chapter 8. Sunny and Cheerful Big Boy, 2. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Isn't it, isn't it? It's so explosive. The two men have a crush on Big Brother and even want to rape and kill him. It's so scary. The man next to the van is actually a criminal. If Big Brother didn't resist a check, he might have been robbed by the van. Boys should take good care of themselves when they are outside, especially those with good figures. The anchor asked Big Brother to report to the police, but these two people don't know any information or evidence to prove that they are murderers. Can we convict them with just one sentence from the anchor? Upstairs friends, it's better to believe in what they have than to believe in what they don't have. Will the anchor make fun of police criminals? I dare not act like this in the script, right? With video connections, handsome and realistic outdoor scenes come and go, and the live content is novel and exciting enough. The number of online viewers in the live broadcast room has quickly surged to over 100,000, and more people are paying attention to the One Leaf Divination live broadcast. The popularity ranking has also reached the top 10 on the entire platform. Luo Wenjie was a bit embarrassed. He was a hot-blooded man who was reminded by the anchor that the two men wanted to rape and kill him. However, he couldn't help but believe what the anchor said. After all, only he now knew that the anchor had real fortune-telling skills. Anchor, I don't even know those two men, and I don't know their identity information. If I call the police, will they believe me? Those two men, the older named Ao Ningxian and the younger named Lu Huayang, used to have a teacher-student relationship. In 2010, Ao Ningxian used the excuse of paying students tutoring to Hongsen to lure the boy into his home and sexually assaulted him with Lu Huayang. Later, fearing that the situation would be exposed, he cruelly killed the boy and dismembered and abandoned Fu Hongsen's body in the river. In September of the same year, the two of them once again molested and insulted the second victim, Wang Yuhang, in the suburbs. They then strangled the body with a rope and dismembered it, discarding the remaining limbs in the garbage dump. In August 2011 and July 2013, the two of them committed two more crimes, killing Tang Ming and Lei Ziheng, each time destroying their bodies. These two demons tasted the sweetness and became even more reckless. They were good at choosing old neighborhoods or suburbs to commit crimes, and there were no surveillance facilities around them. Even if they called the police, they couldn't find any clues. Ao Ningxian was a righteous teacher, while Lu Huayang was a formal employee of the municipal chemical factory. Their identities were a good cover for them, and few would suspect them. After hearing this, Luo Wenjie stood up with his hair on his head. The two demons were too terrifying, and he immediately said, "I will report to the police immediately." The video connection was not disconnected, and the netizens in the live broadcast room watched as Luo Wenjie made a police call using another phone and reported the criminal with his real name, roughly explaining what the anchor had just said to the police. Those two people, one is actually a teacher and the other is a state-owned enterprise employee, who used their identities to kill for minors. Are these animals considered human beings? They are evil wolves disguised as human skin. Unfortunately, it's the parents of those white-haired people who send black-haired people away. After so many years, their son has gone missing, and they may not even know that he was killed. Sigh. My son is only 14 years old and has a good personality, but his grades are not good. He is considering hiring a male teacher as a tutor for him. After reading this, he became afraid and decided not to hire him. I will take some time to tutor my son myself. Such scumbags should be cut to pieces. There's nothing good about peer relationships. In today's rule of law and civilized society, don't beat anyone to death with one stick. How come there are still people wearing colored glasses to classify? Is the previous Brokeback Venus a good thing? That is to say, scumbags are natural, so don't be biased or biased towards everyone's gender orientation. Respect and understand each other, and encourage everyone to watch live broadcasts rationally. Blessing, raise your hand. Happy fruit, netizen Songguanzheng, who has been staying in the live broadcast room for the past 2 days, has been doing his best to help Lin Ye maintain the order of the public screen barrage. When Lin Ye sent a private message that he wanted to manage, Lin Ye agreed without hesitation. Some malicious spitters on the public screen who did not listen to advice kicked out of the live broadcast room one by one. After calling the police, Luo Wenjie breathed a sigh of relief. Suddenly, I heard a knock on the door. It's so late, who's knocking on Big Brother's door? It's not like those two scumbags, is it? Don't say it upstairs, it's very likely. What should I do? I'm already nervous when I hear this knocking on the door. They have been staring at you for 2 days now and know that you are the only resident on your floor. They have followed you to the door. Don't be nervous, no matter what they say, don't open the door. The police will arrive soon. Lin Ye saw through the lens 2 dark and turbid auras behind the door. Although her yin and yang eyes were not open, she could sense 4 cold auras around the 2 men. Evil people fear ghosts. The 4 boys who were cruelly killed were scattered in body and soul, unable to recognize their direction, floating around them all the time. They were suppressed by their evil energy and have not yet reincarnated. Who is it? Luo Wenjie checked whether the door was locked properly before speaking. Hello, I am a staff member from Eason Supermarket. Just when you were buying a fan at my supermarket, you left your wallet at the counter. The team leader asked me to deliver it to you. Luo Wenjie touched his pocket and sure enough, his wallet was gone. After paying for the fan, he hurriedly left without paying attention. Fortunately, there was nothing important in his wallet. Big brother, this wallet was supposed to be lost and I'm ready to buy a new one. You don't need to return it to me. But there's still money in here. If you want to lose it, take it away. Little brother, open the door and return your wallet. Let me take a photo so that I can also report to the team leader. Luo Wenjie was a bit anxious and said, No, there's only some pocket money inside. It's just for my brother's hard work. Please have a cup of milk tea. My master has already rested and gone to bed, so I won't open the door. You guys go back. There was no movement outside the house. The netizens in the live broadcast room and Luo Wenjie both breathed a sigh of relief. Can you believe that I just stopped breathing for a minute? If you didn't know these two people were murderous demons, the tone really sounded like a staff member. I'm too good at disguising myself. Terrifying, just now, Big Brother's hands were trembling. A door away from a murderer, it's possible for me to wet my pants. Brother upstairs, speaking so bluntly, isn't there anyone on the internet you care about? I am a fan of Big Brother's boyfriend, the kind who knows and abides by the law. Doghead expression, Luo Wenjie wiped the sweat off his forehead with a tissue paper. As he was about to return to the room, he heard a rustling sound at the door. Someone was moving the door lock. My heart is hanging up again. Fortunately, the door lock was only replaced a few months ago, and with the addition of a reverse lock, the people outside the door tinkered for a few minutes before stopping. Before he could breathe a sigh of relief, the sound of knocking on the door rang louder than just now. In order not to startle the old man, Luo Wenjie had to quickly ask, What are you doing knocking on the door? I am a resident downstairs. Your bathroom floor has leaked water to my house. Please let me in and take a look. This person's voice is obviously more mature than that person just now, and it should be the teacher who looks righteous. I haven't used the bathroom to take a shower today. The floor is all dry, and my grandfather has never said anything about the bathroom leaking water. If you don't believe me, come to my house and take a look. The entire bathroom is covered in water stains. Don't make excuses. Our family is not unreasonable, as long as you clean it up, we don't want you to lose money. Luo Wenjie looked at the clock swinging on the wall and wondered how long it would take for the police to arrive. Try to delay as much as possible, stabilize their emotions. As long as they don't open the door, they won't be able to do anything and won't dare to smash the door and enter the house at will. After listening to Lin Ye's words, Luo Wenjie felt a little relieved. Big brother, wait a moment, I'll go take a look at the bathroom first. Chapter 9. Divine Arrival. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. De Co Lois Ara Trong Quatrin Lay Text. Chapter 10. Curiosity Kills Cats. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. De Co Lois Ara Trong Quatrin Lay Text.